Oh, it's really weird when everyone leaves the room, isn't it?
So it was weird having people in the room last time. We'd never had.
Oh yeah,
we've had guests on, but we never had like a producer in. And Finn was in, and I was like, I don't know, like if I can look at him or. I don't know what we're talking about.
This is so bizarre.
Right, we're on
being
now,
a guest.
Being here, being on, like with talking to you guys is not bizarre, but this feels like I'm almost in a different reality of my reality. This feels familiar.
We feel like we're in a different reality also.
Right, yeah.
Because this is all
very new. It seems like we leveled up very quickly in like a month.
Leveled up, there you go.
I only debuted out my shell in January and now I'm here with you, Dan.
Is this like episode 30?
29.
29.
It's our magic number.
That is our lucky number.
Thanks for having me. I'll try not to fucking host it.
I mean, you
can if you want, yeah.
We're happy for you to host.
I'll be very passive.
We got Dan Nightingale here.
Woo!
Professional comedian. We actually
just about.
we saw you in Edinburgh in 2018.
2018. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
give us a little free New Zealand.
Yeah. DVD.
Nice. Sex, drugs, and Banana's Bungalow.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
That sold really well. That just having sex and drugs.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a hacky, like sex, drugs, and rock and roll thing. But it really worked in terms of like
marketing.
Yeah, and then so sex and drugs sold to a certain like sect of bellends, part of the people you fly to, because I did my own flyering.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm absolutely fine with trying to make money this time. I was trying to do it a bit like how me and Ro did Have a Word, where you're like, I'm going to do everything.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it everything I can. So it's the first time in 5 shows that I've flyed my own Edinburgh show.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad I called it Sex, Drugs, and Banana's Bungalow, because loads of people are like, oh my God, like American tourists thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Sex and drugs. Yeah. Oh my God. And then whoever was from the UK thought Nana's Bungalow was a nice little touch.
Oh, so it was a good little...
a little bit of rock and roll, a little bit of Peter Kay.
Oh, that's good.
I love that show. I really enjoyed it. And I enjoyed because I'd flyed it and I was so invested, and I had Laura and Etta up with me, and we were just doing a fringe that I'd never done before. I'd always gone up and just knobbed around and just been such a dick and drunk. And then all of a sudden I was having a family fringe where I was really proud of the show and I was hustling as well.
Yeah.
And I like the room as well. And we got that. One of the best things about that Edinburgh show was, this is so random, but if you know the fringe, you know how important it is. We got there and we didn't realise there was aircon in the room, and they just secretly put aircon in over the summer before the fringe, not put it in the brochure of like advertising the room. So we walked in for the sound check on the first day, and I had this sound guy called David, who was like an Edinburgh sound tech, who we got on like that, and that's such a sneaky important thing for the fringe. And I was sort of stood there doing a sound check, literally going, this is, and then I'll play this, and it was just a stand-up show. And I was thinking, God, I really like this guy. And I was like, it's middle of the afternoon. It was quite a warm day. It feels really nice in here, doesn't it? Almost like there's a breeze, David. He was like, it's just the aircon. And I nearly wept with joy because I'd never played an Edinburgh room with aircon.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I'd just always been in sweat boxes.
Mad.
So, I really enjoyed that show.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the first proper times I'd seen you. We'd seen you do host at the Frog, Beat the Frog on that, but other than that I hadn't really seen much because I haven't been doing stand-up for that long.
When did you start gigging?
It's 4 years at the start of October, so knock a year off for COVID.
Oh right, yeah.
But,
okay. Are you gigging? Are you pod?
Just pod.
You just pod?
Yeah.
I've actually got more respect for that, Amy, to be honest. I think it's my new pure love.
Yeah. Honestly, I'd rather just do this. Like, I think it's better.
I love doing both, but we had on the episode that's just gone out with Loyiso Gola, who's a South African comedian.
Yeah,
we started talking about this podcast. So our listeners from Have a Word that we've given it a push because now you're here with us. So we gave you guys a push, and we ended up going from mild high, talking about getting high, to talking about like what you're addicted to.
Yeah.
I couldn't work out. We just couldn't quite put it. We talked about what you're addicted to being like, it's stuff that's bad for you.
Yeah.
But you can't get addicted to doing like your tax return. No one's like, really, honestly.
Yeah.
Because it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's got to be detrimental to be an addiction. And then we were like, what couldn't you give up? And I've definitely got a problem with sugar, caffeine, pornography, and on the side, cocaine. And stand-up, I don't think I could give up stand-up.
Yeah.
I love podcasting so much. It would be, we get asked this on our pod a lot, that would be one of the hardest things
The choices to make.
What do you give up? If you had to give up podcasting or comedy.
Yeah. I think like coming off caffeine is harder than marijuana.
Right.
Whenever we go on holiday,
Yeah.
we'll have to just not have marijuana. And it's fine. There isn't many like side effects. It might suppress your appetite a bit, but that's fine because then you'll look good on holiday. Do you know what I mean? But with caffeine, I get such bad headaches. I'm like off for a week.
Oh, it's horrific. It's like sugar and caffeine
Sugar's
are
really
my
bad.
bad one.
the most socially acceptable.
Such a sweet
proper.
tooth, like it's horrible.
But try coming off it, and your body's like
Yeah.
you get a bit like
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know Rents in Train Spotting. We need to
proper
be in your room.
withdrawals, don't you?
There's a
Yeah,
baby
horrible.
crawling on the wall,
Yeah.
on the ceiling. When you go on holiday, how much do you smoke? I'm fascinated by it. Smoke weed every day.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
definitely
usually
not
only
night.
like, might have a little smoke during the day if there's not much going on. But it's usually just like nighttime,
Relaxing.
bedtime, like this little
Get
wind
ready
down.
for bed.
It's a more modern day like glass of wine.
The fact that it isn't legal is ridiculous, I think.
Well, I just
Like-
think it's like a
It's a drug.
People-
Drugs are illegal, Amy.
if people take like sleeping tablets and that to help them get to sleep, it's like I struggle going to sleep and that. So it's like my way of just getting to bed easier.
Oh, yes.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm not like I don't do it like 24 hours a day, all day.
No,
But,
and it's not like, well, we'll have a smoke and do yoga. Phil's boss.
yeah.
Right.
It's not like drugs. Do you know what I mean?
No, I know. Talking to a person who literally,
Loves
I've got
cocaine.
coke and cleaned out my garage, and I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
even being funny. Like that's genuinely like
Yeah.
sometimes if I've got the house to myself, I will ring a dealer.
Yeah.
I don't need to go anywhere.
No.
And this is when people are like, "Oh, you're not a drug addict." You're like, "Mate, I show tendencies, but they're weird."
Yeah.
Like if I've got the house to myself, I will get some coke in sometimes and be like, "Get some jobs done."
Just do it, yeah.
And that's where I've got a bit on stage about like I don't want to go to a rave, God forbid. I want to get good cocaine, do drugs responsibly, good cocaine,
Yeah.
big line of Bolivian, go home and do the most confident hedge trim in history. But that was born out of like I sort of like you. I would never see it as addicted until you hang out with someone who's a long dyed in the wall weed smoker,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then you're
Depends what
like,
you're doing, innit?
it is addictive,
But also
because it's
alcohol-
habitually addictive. It is.
I know alcoholics and they're not in a good way, and that's legal. So I just don't see why.
It's all about
if you're an
moderation,
adult,
innit?
yeah, if you're an adult, you
I
should be
think.
allowed to make your own decisions on it.
You know Seymour Mace,
Yeah.
a comedian, Seymour Mace. We lived together for a year, and he was like, he's a bit older than I was about 20. He must have been about 32 at the time, and I was about 22. We were at the same point in our careers. We just properly turned professional.
Yeah.
I didn't know anyone else that was sound that had turned professional. I wanted to live with a comic, so we had the same sort of schedule. And he smoked weed, and he basically had 5 spliffs a day.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And
innit?
he would sort of wake up 11:30, go for a shower. It's very slow. I watched him do it. Very slow, methodical. He'd sit down, cup of tea, and have a spliff.
Yeah.
Late
Yeah.
morning.
And you just straight back into it then.
And then
Wake
one
and bake.
mid-afternoon, one tea time, one at night time,
Yeah.
and one late on.
Yeah.
Sometimes I might even be doing him like an injustice by saying 5. It might have been 4. And when people are like, "Oh yeah, weed's not addictive," you're like, "It's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
habit
Yeah.
You get
is
addicted to anything,
definitely
really.
addictive."
Like, I think it's all about moderation more than being addicted. Because like, if you can do, like, you can go out and have a few pints and you'll be all right. But if you have a few pints every night, then it starts becoming like a problem, doesn't it?
Yeah, or if you find yourself going on a holiday and trying to stuff weed up Dean's arse.
Yeah.
That's the line.
That's
isn't it? Yeah.
is that the line? Have you ever considered it when you're going away? You're like, "Oh, we could just
No,
get-"
because we're not that. I'm not like that dependent on it. Like, do you get what I mean? I don't go, what are we gonna do? But one time when we went to Lanzarote, we were like, it's gonna be shit not having a smoke and that in it. But never mind. We got there and there's a coffee shop there, and we were like, Hey!
Legal in Lanzarote.
It's legal there.
Shut.
So you just have to sign up and get a
the
little
front
card.
door.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking. We were just pricing up Lanzarote for next
Go.
year.
Little
There you
coffee
go.
shops there and everything.
Oh, when we went to New Zealand as well, we didn't have a dealer for ages, and then Dean got on stage and just started talking about how we haven't got a dealer. And then after the show, one come up to him and sorted us out.
Yeah.
Yes, mate.
An Irish guy come up and he shook my hand and put a little bud in my hand, and I was like,
Hey,
"What's this?" And he was just like, "Little sample there."
Fucking weed-based
amazing.
Goodfellas. Hey,
Yeah.
you're all right, kid.
Yeah, it literally
You're
just
all
come,
right.
it come from me just being like, "I need some. I don't have any. Has anyone got some?" And everyone was like, "Ha ha ha!" And I was like, "No, genuinely, like, please, can someone sort me
Well,
out?"
because
some
I talk
weed?"
about coke on stage, not in a like, I don't know, with coke, like being a weed smoker is way more
Yeah.
socially acceptable than being like, I do coke. I'm just past the point of lying.
Yeah.
It's, what is the point?
No.
I
you
mean,
know,
so many people do it as well. That like,
That's it.
hey, I've
People-
got fucking life insurance. Let me have a bit of coke sometimes. The cocaine does invalidate the life insurance, but
Oh,
I'm like
okay,
a
yeah.
relatively sensible person. Me and Laura are looking at pensions. Let me have a bit of advice.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
people are gonna do drugs regardless. So if it was legal, we could have the proper like precautions in place, so
Yeah.
that it'd be safer.
It
All
would
them,
also stop people coming up to me at gigs doing the same
Yeah.
version. I had a guy in Birmingham go, all right, mate,
yeah.
got a bit of that flake.
It's a bit dodgy
I was
when
like,
it's
what?
coke, innit?
He did the same thing because I'd talked about it. He was like, oh, he's obviously putting out the bat signal to
Yeah.
get some. He was like, yeah, good set, man. Got a bit of that flake if you want.
Yeah.
And I missed what he said because I'm not used to someone calling it fucking flake.
Flake as well.
Flake.
like,
Yeah.
He was like, yeah. I was like, have you? He was like, yeah, 60 a bag. I was like, bye-bye. I was at the gig with a mate who was
Yeah.
like, what kind of crack dealer lifestyle are
Yeah.
you leading? Like,
so
that whole
what
thing.
if someone offers you coke? What's your percentage of just saying yeah to it?
I honestly haven't. Well, after gigs,
Yeah.
never. Because I'm at gigs where you're like, I've driven to the gig. I'm not
yeah.
buying fucking. Also, I am the bell end that will try and buy drugs off a police officer who has just been there at a gig and thought maybe I don't even know if they'd be arsed. Like,
entrapment or whatever.
but after after the big thank you live
Yeah.
show, there's someone there. It's like it would be my honour because I've talked on Have a Word about doing coke. It was like, lad, it would be my honour if I could stripe you up. I was like, absolutely,
Yeah, yeah.
because I knew he was a podcast fan,
Yeah.
so I knew he's not gonna just like fuck. I knew he wasn't trying to fuck with me. If anything, it was the opposite. He wanted me to be like, this is great, and I don't know.
So you talk about him on the
What
podcast. or whatever.
Bolivian pure, like it felt like it had
Yeah.
come straight out of the bum of a Puerto Rican lady. It was. I literally had a Mrs. Mia Wallace moment when I was
Yeah.
like, God damn it, God damn. It was fucking great. So
Yeah.
that's up my percentage, but no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my mates do it quite a bit when they go out and that, and I do feel like the Liverpool stuff's like quite good stuff. Like I remember them going to buy some, and they had a little tester. My mate just sat there, and he was. And when we left, I was like, "Are you all right?" And he was like, "My ears instantly just started ringing as soon as I done it." I was like, "Is that a good sign?"
joke,
or
but
not?
I live in Chester.
Yeah,
It's not like I live in the fucking Welsh mountains.
it's a cocaine, not a.
Where it's got it like, how can it be any different? You can get from Liverpool City Centre, where that guy bought that
Yeah,
coke,
yeah.
to my house in 36 minutes. So what? And the way is it being like
Maybe
cut down?
Maybe they're scared of.
Yeah, they get
getting
to
under the
Bromber
tunnel
and they're like,
that.
we're gonna have to chop this up, mate, because like the tunnel has to be paid
Yeah,
for
yeah,
somehow.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, it feels. I've never been a weed guy. I
No.
just can't.
I think it
I just
gets a
can't
bad
do it.
rep. Like laziness is associated with weed in it, but we're not lazy, are we?
You can be lazy on it, dead easy.
Yeah, but that's
But,
usually
yeah.
like someone who is lazy. Like we're hard working.
yeah.
So if anything, it just quietens your mind for a bit, but
Was it?
still work hard. Yeah, I think that's
I don't know where that
obviously
fits into my schedule really.
everyone's body's different in it, so you react
Yeah.
differently to different things.
So
But
Amy can't drink alcohol
yeah, so that's my
because she's Asian.
alcohol. Just let me
Because you're
let
what?
me get high.
Because you're Asian.
50% of people with an Asian gene can't like.
You've got an Asian gene.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Have you?
Quarter Chinese.
Are you a quarter Chinese?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Why I didn't know that? I was like, is she from Blackburn? No, I'm actually a quarter Chinese. Where are you from?
St Helens.
Right, great.
But I've got like an Irish granddad, a Chinese granddad, a wool nan, and a Scouse nan. Bit of everything.
It's a big melting pot of stuff, aren't you?
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, she can't have alcohol, so weed's like her thing.
So my body
you know.
doesn't produce the enzyme to break down the alcohol. So if I have any, I'm like straight, need to lie down. My skin goes dead patchy. I'll be sick off one drink.
Right.
I don't even get like the buzz off it. So
Yeah.
I'm just ready for bed.
Wow. If that was the case with that, like, I wouldn't drink alcohol.
Yeah.
That's absolutely fine.
Yeah, but that's why it should be legal. Weird, just so I can.
Listen, I'm not.
Do you know
This
what I
isn't
mean?
bigoted. I've not come on to argue the point.
No, I know.
But Jesus said, have you got a bit of Irish heritage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
So
I
you're
think
all
both
right with the
sides of my
drink?
family are both Irish somewhere down the line.
And
Yeah.
how disappointed is
Yeah, I
my
love a
Irish
drink.
granddad in me?
And you don't booze much though, do you?
Not anymore.
No.
I
not since
I
the
hit it
fighting.
hard for a while.
Right. Okay.
It was like we used to start drinking when we were like 14. I think I had my first proper drink.
Getting pissed on the park.
We robbed a bottle of whiskey off my mate's dad.
Yeah.
I had like 8 shots of whiskey, thinking I was dead hard, and I was like, oh, it's not even that bad. And then like half an hour later, I nearly died. But then got it in me young. But we used to
Because
go
it would
out.
be cheap shit as well.
Yeah,
innit?
but
Like-
we used to go out to town when we were like 16 and that. So I was going out from like 16 to 22. And there was one point of that where I was going out like every night, spending like 200 quid. And I come home in a taxi like sober. I mean, like, what the fuck am I doing
When
here?
I met him, he could like finish a bottle of rum and not feel it. Like
We used to like smash bottles of Kraken and that in bars and stuff. And then I'd go home and be like, I don't even feel that drunk here.
Wow.
So I think that's
Both
bad.
giving up alcohol for the complete opposite reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can't handle it at all.
Yeah.
And you
I
just
can't
can
really
handle it
handle it
too
now.
well.
Now I have like 2 pints and I get a bit tipsy. And I'm like, I like this. But any further, I don't like the feeling of being drunk anymore. Do you get what I mean?
the
No, I know
hangover.
what
It
you
doesn't
mean.
fuck with me anymore. So I'm just like, oh, it's weird.
Yeah.
I like being tipsy though. I like having that little buzz on. So like 2 pints in the pub in the middle of the day is like a nice.
I think if you just don't like it, I think with all of this stuff, I find that if you just sort of let your body, this sounds so hippie, but I'm basically going, if your body wants a pint, give your fucking body a pint.
Yeah.
There are some times when I'm like, so I went for a jog, humble brag. Yeah, guys, I waddled round. I live like near the countryside. There's like a 4-mile loop that anyone who was a decent sort of jogger could do in 40 minutes. I tit jiggled my way around this 4-mile loop in about an hour.
Yeah.
Got back and I was like, I'm parched and I fancy a pint. I just fancied it. Laura's like, it's ridiculous. Why would you go on an hour-long run and then have a pint? It completely ruins it. I was like, I've earned the pint because of the run. It makes total fucking sense. And I honestly I took Etta down to, there's a pub in Chester that's on the race course and it's got a massive play area and it's, considering how sound it is, because it's no one's local, you have to drive to get there. It's never rammed. If it was that good a play area and people could walk their kids to it, it would be heaving on a nice day. But you can only go and have a pint. So that's exactly what I did. I'm not joking. It was like, in old school when he's like, oh, it feels so good when it licks your lips. One of the best pints I've ever had, because my body went, you fancy a pint.
Need the pint,
Rather than that thing where you're just drinking for the sake of it or whatever. Like, there are times when you want to drink or you want to spliff or you want to
It's people's reactions to it as well. Like when you go, I'm not really having a bevy tonight, and they're like, what? Why? And you're like, because I don't want to.
Yeah,
And you're like, go ahead. That's all I get all the time. Like I went to a wedding the other week and I was like, oh, I'm just going to drive because I won't drink enough to not drive. Do you know what I mean? I can have a pint and drive home, but I don't drink enough to like warrant getting all the way to the Whittle from St. Helens via public transport.
Yeah.
All my mates were like, you fucking messing, lad. Just have a bevy. Just get the coach and that. And I was like, well, I'll have 3 pints and then go, I don't really feel like having any more. So they just drove.
Yeah.
Like, so
a night
like,
out's a different thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just, mate, anyone who does that chat is either just trying to enable their alcoholism or just a fucking idiot. There was a great, like, my mates are all 40 now, and like, that's gone. Come on, it's gone. Everyone's just grown out of it. Or I've managed to just fucking get rid of all the mates who that's their default.
Yeah, right.
I'm just so like, just fuck off.
Yeah.
I just like the hang. I just like going to the pub and speaking to me mates and that and sitting and we have a pint or whatever, but then we go home. I don't like the going out into nightclubs and can't hear your mates. And
I'm done.
Yeah. when you out.
I used to spend a lot of time in
in
smoking areas as well. I don't smoke
I
anymore.
might
either,
never
so-
go back to a nightclub, which is really sad.
Yeah.
I think I might be done with trousers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think I'm at the age now where I might just be going legging short combos. I've got 26-inch
How do
leg.
you feel about
Yeah.
joggers?
What?
Joggers?
No.
No?
Well,
can
my
get some
life is
posh
becoming
ones.
more and more scouse, right?
Okay, well, there you
And
go.
I need to draw a line somewhere.
You can buy
Like,
expensive joggers though.
no, I'm not buying fucking posh trackies.
Some Balenciagas, bro.
That's
Hey.
not what I'm doing, lad. Listen, I swear to God, now that I know I never have to go to a pub or a nightclub where a bouncer goes, "What the fuck are you wearing?" I honestly think I'm not meant
Shorts
to wear
all the way.
and my legs are so stumpy short that mainstream fashion outlets do not supply.
Oh, really?
They're like, what is he, a large child? Like, I have 26, and I've got meat on, so like, it's almost to the point where my waist is longer than my leg.
Yeah.
And they're just confused with it. They're like, what? Why would we make 36-inch waist, 26-inch
Square
leg?
jeans. Like,
And genuinely, because I'm old enough now that I might never go to a nightclub, I'm also gigging in a way where I'm gigging mainly to people who, when it's important, it's because it's podcast listeners who are like, Dan's quality, Dan's sound, we know Dan.
Doesn't matter
If
how
they
he's
don't like
dressed.
me, they've already stopped listening.
Yeah.
So they're definitely not come to see me live.
Yeah.
And if it's a gig for someone I don't know, I don't give a fuck what the audience thinks. Like, he's not wearing trousers. I can lose you now because I don't need you.
Yeah.
Never getting into a nightclub, I think I might be done with pants, with trousers.
I mean, that's a nice life to live, though, innit? Short,
Yeah.
the short life.
I almost like I'm a tattoo, you know, because like,
This is what I've done, innit?
yeah, mate. People who have leg tattoos love getting their legs out.
Yeah.
It's because you're
Yeah, I
proud of
don't.
it.
I'm not really a fan of getting mine out because all it does is people stare at it. It takes them 5 minutes to work out whether it's a real leg or not. Just from a distance, they're like,
You've
"Has he
got
a
your
fake
legs out
leg?"
though. What are you on about?
No, I mean, if I go out in the street and that, get the
Right.
train to town or whatever, you
That's
see,
why you wear a
you
burqa.
see people. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always wear a burqa. Yeah, nice and concealed, aren't you? But you see people looking
Don't
at
look
it.
at my artwork. It's private. It's between me and God.
But like, you see people looking at my leg trying to work out what exactly is going on. They're like, is it a fake leg? And then like, no, it's got hair on it. What's he done there? Why has he done that? So you can see people's heads like sort of trying to work out what it is. I'm just like, just leave me alone. Stop looking at my leg, will you? Like,
But I used to not wear shorts on stage and stuff because I've got crappy skin. Like this reason I've never had tattoos because I'm constantly trying to keep on top of psoriasis. And when I was younger, I was vain enough to be like, you can't get, if you've not got nice skin, you can't get your legs out. I'm 40, don't care.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
married,
it's
I'm
too
happy.
hot.
If they're like, what's up with his leg? I'm like, couldn't give a shit what
Yeah.
you think. I've got short, stubby legs that I can't find jeans for. So look
Hey,
at
if-
my gammy skin because I feel dead comfortable.
If you go to Levi's, they take them up for you for free.
Oh, I don't.
oh, he's going back to wearing jeans now.
No.
Am I though? Because none of my shoes look right with the bottom of jeans.
Oh yeah.
These look great when you're not wearing jeans.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to. Do you ever get that with
That's a
jeans
little
when
roll-up.
they get? I'm not.
Not a fan of the roll
But
up.
I've got 26.
Yeah, you can't roll them up anymore,
Can't roll
can
3 times. You look like hot pants are just
little-
stretched
Little
out.
denim shorts on.
I'm
haven't
not.
you?
I can't. Levi's, mate. I don't know. Where's that shop? Is it in the Cheshire Oaks?
It's in L1.
Liverpool one.
Yeah. But
I
speaking of
only
posh,
go to
used to work
Liverpool
there.
for cocaine.
yeah.
Used to be.
Speaking of posh joggers, they're opening a Flannels in St Helens.
I don't know what that is.
Oh,
Flannels is like a shop that sells all Gucci and Fendi
Oh,
stuff.
St.
now I know what it
Helens.
is. I was there this morning. That's
Oh.
why I was a
They're
little
opening
bit
one
late.
in St Helens though.
Next to the
love
Burger
flannel.
King.
Oh my god, but it's just yeah. Because if you're spending £180 on socks, you definitely want a cheap Whopper.
Yeah, defo.
Yeah, I mean, you don't live in St.
Flannels,
Helens
I am
if you
aware of
want one.
flannels. I was
Yeah.
like, I never shop at places like that.
Oh, it's
no, we went
ridiculous.
for a look, didn't we?
I went to see how
Right.
much the socks were, yeah, and it was just ridiculous. Like
Right.
£50 for a pair of socks.
I think
like,
it was like £300.
Did you see
Gucci
Adam in
stuff.
there? Because that is definitely
that
Rose.
his bag?
fucking- Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
lad. Things are going good.
Rowie
50
bags.
quid socks. Let everyone know. Nice socks, ad? Yeah, mate. 50 quidders. I've never had tattoos because of my psoriasis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm now sort of glad because I would have got them done when I was 2021. And I
Yeah.
like
Regret
nothing
them.
from when I was 2021.
Yeah.
Like friends, comedy material, life choices. I've gone off all of them.
Yeah.
And I'd just be stuck with something. I'd be like, meh.
Yeah, it's like decorating once. You know, like if you decorated your house and then you're like, this is what I have to keep up with forever now.
Is this almost like tattoo chat hack, this?
No, just because the reason I got like traditional style stuff is because it's timeless stuff. Do you know what I mean?
It
Like
ages
it was
the
being
best.
done back in the 70s.
Yeah,
and
so you
it's
get
still being done
racism
now.
on your skin because it's timeless, isn't it? It's classic
I've got
tattoos.
no blacks, no Irish on my back.
Yeah. Because that's why you go on holiday in Lanzarote because it
exactly.
fits in.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
That's what they give me free pints and everything. They're like, oh, we like you.
one of us.
Yeah.
Right, is that all right? I never thought about it like that, but it's exactly right.
But it's when people get like the live, laugh, love and all them. They're probably the ones that in a couple of years, when you see them in B&M, you go, I probably shouldn't have them as a tattoo.
It's the people who aren't committed to the tattoo culture that are probably going to regret. If you're in the tattoo culture, you're not asked about what you look like when you're old. We're all in the same boat. Can you almost
like read someone's history of the tattoo, of their life in tattoos? So if you didn't know Dean and you clocked, you can tell the different style, the influences, and where he's got them. Can you read something about that?
Like, I'm sure some people do get tattoos with meanings behind them or to like about a certain time in their life, but I've got a tooth.
Right.
For no reason.
No, but I know.
No, what it means, like, say, if I seen you, and I'd know, like, sort of, oh, so and so's done this one type things.
Like some are in. So I really like Instagram's got me pegged. You know when you go on your feed and it's like, do you like this?
Yeah.
It's got me pegged as like a bit of a sports fan and a pervert. And honestly, so impressed Instagram because you've worked me the fuck out. So if you go on, I could get it up now and prove my point. It's basically like. Not joking, a lot of women with tattoos in bikinis and then older ladies in stockings and skirts because I really genuinely, if I see that I'm like, I've got
like
this
that.
weird thing
older
for like
as in what age ish?
Like, well,
older than you or older than us?
Yeah, older to me is like, hello dearie, I'm wearing nylons. Not that old, but like sort of 40 to 50, like a sort of, you know, like a MILF, but in sort of like boot or the gilf. That's sort of like, and then also like cricket videos. So it's a really weird thing because you're like perv sport.
Yeah.
Like, and I see the like just through seeing that, and even though I've never been part of the culture, you can see there's obvious like
different styles.
I can tell there's like a more like Far East Asian sort of influence, like the koi carve, and then the sort of like sea shanty sort of tattoos that are obviously old but have been brought back, and then the more like sort of Maori Southeast Asian sort of like
Polynesian
and
and
stuff
do you
like that.
so if you see someone with those type of things, do you sort of, can you tell because you know the industry, do you go, oh, I see what they're sort of into?
Kind of.
No.
It's harder now because so many people get tattoos now.
Right.
But a lot of the times, if you see people with either like pocket watch, doves, praying hands, clouds, they're usually like chavvy lads, like only way is Essex style.
Black
like
and
they'll
grey.
come in and go, I want a religious sleeve.
Yeah.
And we always go, what religion? And they go, and it's like, they just mean clouds and praying hands and rosary beads and shit like that.
Because that's very sort of South American footballer, David Beckham sort of
David Beckham's like what made it so big.
Right,
really.
okay.
So that's like that type of lad. So usually you can pick that from a mile off. And same with like Polynesian and Maori. A lot of like, and like, because of the rock, you know, people that get that type of stuff. Because
that stuff can look really good,
right,
but it can look.
But it all means something though.
Yeah, it's personal.
So you've got someone's family
culture.
story, family history on you. If you get the Rock's tattoo means stuff about his family lineage and all that. The way it's done.
Oh, it's like people with fake Scottish tartans, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like this color. We got a tartan. And like if you really know the sort of clan thing.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Right.
So if you've got like a replica of Rock's tattoo, you've got like all his family.
You've got a culturally inappropriate, but no
Pretty
one
much,
gives a fuck because you live in Rotherham.
Like that might be the next thing that gets like cultural appropriation, like Japanese tattoos and like the Polynesian and the Maori. I don't reckon it'll be long until that. Because I think like with the Native American women faces and all stuff like that, people were having a bit of a
but what circles do you like? I mean, it depends. It depends where you live, and like if you're from St Helens, who gives a fuck about cultural appropriation via tattoos? I'm sure if you're trying to get work in maybe LA or New York, they're hyper aware of stuff like that. Tell you what, I like the sort of I am making up terms. I like the brutalist sort of like Have you seen Paulo Dybala? He's a Argentinian footballer. He has 2 like
Black
rings
strips.
on his
Yeah.
I
don't really know
Every
what
time I
it's for, yeah.
see that,
Yeah.
there's something that if I was gonna do it,
Yeah.
A band.
I like, but stuff that isn't that the intricate arty stuff. I'm always drawn to the more like
solid.
I'm not talking about like an old tribal tattoo. I'm talking about
like a
something quite
Yeah.
Well, the way I used to do stuff was I just go to artists and be like, I've got a space there, do something in it, and it's like collecting. It's essentially like collecting paintings off of people.
You go to
That's what
tattoo
I'd do.
conventions, so you can get one off that artist, one off that artist.
Oh, I'd feel like such a fucking muggle if I went to that. I'd be like, there'd be so many hot girls with tattoos. If Laura's gone, I'd be like, and they'd be like, you've got nothing, mate. Like, I have creams for my psoriasis, and I would have done a brutalist sort of. That isn't even a term. I'm sorry. Do you know The Rock? That's my greatest fear to for some really hot tattoo girl to be like, mate, you haven't even got any artwork. Like,
It is
getting a biro like, I have. Have you done your own?
I've done a couple when I was starting off, because you've got no other real skin to work on until people start trusting you a little bit.
Yeah.
So you go from like fake little shitty bits of rubber.
Never give your nana a sleeve.
No, I've tattooed my mum. I've tattooed my mum, my dad, and my aunties.
He's tattooed my mum's tit.
Tattooed Amy's mum's tit, yeah.
I'm just going to have to breathe that in for a second.
We let that one linger because it's the first time it's been mentioned on the podcast. I think.
You've tattooed your girlfriend's mum's tit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
I mean,
I'm a professional.
did she come to you, or did you?
Yeah.
Were you like,
and I was like,
Beverly, you've got cracking norks.
I was
Whip 'em
like,
out.
my best friend who is a female is also a tattoo artist, and she was like, no, I want Dean, and we have got like pretty similar nipples, haven't we?
Yeah, pretty similar. Yeah, runs in the family.
It all felt very familiar. I acted differently. There was no motorboating.
I nearly sucked it by accident.
That was the joke. It's just like fucking podcasting with Ro. I try to go, a motorboat, and I fucking sucked it.
Yeah, I went, you just gotta go in. No.
What? Did you charge her? Did you give her
No, I
mate's
didn't
rate?
charge her, but she did pay me. I was.
I didn't say money, but she did, baby.
No,
in kind.
Because the real story of it was like covering up a scar. So it was like
breast reduction.
Oh, that's not as funny. But then it's funny again.
Yeah.
The old
Down,
breast
yeah.
reduction.
Yeah. So
Which she had medical tits. Yeah,
Pretty much,
that's what.
yeah.
So me and Laura,
that's the technical term, innit?
when we got 2 things on the street, it's so bitchy and it's mean. But if you ever see like a guy who's just, when you see people, and it's brutal because I never ever want them to know we're doing it.
Yeah.
But just to entertain each other. If there's like guys who are just, obviously, if you've got full on special needs, it's not that. But there's guys who are like, I've never been like diagnosed with special needs, but you can tell they were just one
slow.
like dribble away from being like someone in the system going, probably need to give him some help.
Yeah.
And like they're like greasy hair and there's dandruff and there's like fucking marks on their pants and like coming out of Poundland. I like quietly go to Laura, want to get some pussy? And if I go, want to get some pussy, she starts looking for who is the guy who wants to get some pussy. And the other one is medical tits.
Right, okay.
So if you just see, it's anyone, and it's usually the older lady who's just got like, it's not even it's a sort of like, they look unfortunately large.
Oh, like absolutely
Just
massive.
like to the point where at some point, like a doctor would be like, do you want help with this? Do you want like a tray or do you want us to help
wheels
out?
or something?
Yeah, like a Zimmer frame for each tit. And so I just go Laura medical. And so no one,
Medical.
you can't, so the lady with big knocks,
She wouldn't know.
She cannot know that
That's
we're
nice,
talking
that,
about
though.
her. Yeah, it's not.
It's better than going, look at that.
Also, do you want to get some buzzy? If we do it, so it's really just like to the point where we should make the sound like, "Want to get some buzzy?"
Yeah.
So only
Instantly
Laura
looking around.
knows. And also, these fucking mouth breathers aren't going to be like, did you say you want to get some pussy? You think I can? I'm drowning in it, sir. But yeah, the medical tits. So were they, I mean, I don't want to talk. I came here to talk about your mum's tits, but were they medical?
So yeah, Needed a reduction.
You were large.
Yeah, they're pretty large.
So
Get me to talk about your mum's tat.
but yeah, so she wanted a scar covering up, and she could have went to Amy's other mate, but she asked me to do it instead. So.
Keep it in the family.
Yeah.
You're not engaged. Are you married? You're not.
Engaged.
Are you engaged?
Yeah.
Where did you ask?
Oh, it was the worst proposal ever.
I predicted the whole thing.
Saw it
I
coming.
even
So
designed
walking
my own
up-
ring.
Yeah,
Right.
because she's so right.
That's great. Why not?
Yeah, but it sounds shit at first when you go, I had to design my own ring. But it's because she's so particular with things. I was looking for ages, and I was like, she's going to eat all of these, and I don't want to spend $2,000 on something. She's going to go, yeah, it's all right. So
some
afterwards,
people don't care about that stuff.
Yeah.
And then there are other people who are like, this is super important to me. Also, what's this whole like surprise is the biggest thing in your life.
Yeah.
But I didn't tell you, didn't know you were going to get married, but you
Yeah.
lucky little lady, I've surprised you.
Yeah.
Like, there's
Yeah.
shit you don't need to be surprised with, like
Yeah.
a fucking
No.
proposal.
Like,
So
I
it
don't
ended
get
up being
the hype.
nicer though, didn't it? Because my mate
Yeah.
made that. So that's
His
like a
mate's a
one of
jeweler.
one. Like there's no other one of them in the world now.
So,
Yeah, nice.
It
right.
worked out better
Yeah.
than buying like a generic one from H. Samuels or whatever. I
Yeah.
don't even know where you buy them from. Elizabeth G.
We got
Ones.
ours made.
Yeah.
Yeah. My parents, when we were all friends and talking, my dad and my stepmom, because we're not now, and if they're watching this, I'm really impressed. Thanks for supporting the Have a Word umbrella. They go to Turkey a lot, and they got a jeweler in Turkey to make, and it was cheaper, but it ended up being so much cheaper, and they do quite good work. And with me, I literally just went to fucking H. Samuel.
Yeah.
Because Laura was like, well, do you want to get something made special? I was like, nope.
Yeah.
Because I don't really want to wear a wedding ring. I've already lost it. Laura doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's just great. We did it because I wanted to do the gesture of like, oh, a wedding ring. And then in reality, I don't like wearing rings.
Yeah.
And I had it around my neck for a while. And then I fucking lost it.
Yeah.
And Laura's so chilled out. She's like, yeah, don't worry. It's not
Don't worry
but
about it.
we
It's
got
fine.
we got just something cheap and sturdy.
Yeah.
Because as if the jewelry is important.
Yeah.
So if you're with someone who you think is going to fuck someone else
Yeah.
just because they're not wearing a ring,
Yeah.
then
Silly,
you are
innit?
in the wrong relationship.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. I was like, we can get married.
You got that.
I got
as
this
well.
one. This one's more permanent. That was the full surprise. That was the only thing she didn't know about.
Oh, now that I might do.
Yeah.
That's
good,
quite
innit?
cool.
Yeah.
Will you
But
do a
then
tattoo
also,
for
if
me?
she
Would
leaves
you
me-
give me a tattoo?
Yeah, man, defo. But if she leaves me, I can just say I'm married to be alone forever. Married to
No, you
loneliness.
just have to, if she leaves, you just find an A.
Or something with
Just find an Agatha.
or a 4-letter word with A in, and get the other
Goal!
in.
I'm not going anywhere.
Not asked about football. I would like a tattoo
Yeah.
because there's a lot of stuff I've not done in life by going, oh, that's just not me.
Should all get a little match
I-
and have a word one with Tom Twistleton.
No, but yeah, I just couldn't fucking do it. But there's a part of me wants to let Adam choose what the tattoo is,
Oh, don't do
Oh,
that.
You should choose each other's.
and then do it as a
patron.
Patreon
Maybe,
special.
maybe
Yeah.
choose
Yeah.
each other's, but
Again to
you'd
do-
have to choose his because if he was just choosing yours, you're gonna end up.
No,
with
at all. I'm gonna have nonce written on me.
Nonce,
Probably,
defo,
yeah.
yeah.
that would be a good Patreon
But I
exclusive though.
genuinely, I'm throwing it out there that I do want to get a tattoo at some point,
Yeah,
and it's gonna just be somewhere where it can't be seen. But
Yeah.
I sort of like, I feel like I want to do it.
just get
Yeah.
one. Just
I'll
for
come
the
to
sake
you
of getting
guys.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, defo.
It's not a big deal. Like people make such a big deal out of
Yeah.
it, but like it's fine. Our first date was at that tattoo convention.
That's how I met Amy. I tattooed her before
Yeah.
I knew her,
I was so nervous that
and her
I
ex-boyfriend
drank.
paid for it.
Oh yeah.
You tattooed, then they paid, and then you stole.
Yes.
Right? Did you fancy him while it was happening?
Yeah, but my ex was a knob. Like I tried to leave
Jealous.
him, and he told me he'd kill himself. So I was trapped. Do you know what I mean? So and I was just
Hey, guy. Press that button. If you leave me, I'll kill myself and maybe other people. All right. Seems healthy.
Yeah.
What do you want to do for tea? You fucking psycho. How old were you?
well, I met it. How old? He was like my first one, so I think 16. And then I was like 20 when I met Dean. So I was together for years. Like,
Yeah, it's so intense that.
Yeah.
If I said to her, if she was like, I'm probably going to leave you, if I went, I will kill myself if you leave me, she'd be like, brilliant. Well, then we'll be separated and I'll have the life insurance.
Yeah.
You fucking idiot.
Sounds good.
Oh my God. What a dickhead. So he was super jealous.
No, he was, like, when I left him, he did, like, follow me home and that sometimes, like, on his bike. But it's all
young and confused.
He saw me in the street one time and ran off, so I'm all right.
Is this in St Helens?
He's Scouse.
All right.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been together?
7.5 years now. Or something.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, we've got a good thing, I think.
Yeah.
Pretty compatible that way.
Just a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you can podcast together.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what they say.
It's because Amy's a Capricorn and I'm a Virgo. You know. That's
yeah,
why.
both earth signs.
The fuck up. Mate, that should be made illegal. You can legalize weed as long as you make star signs illegal.
Hey, what's yours?
I refuse. I will.
When's your birthday?
I will reject my birthday. I will give up my birthday to just never have anyone try and psychoanalyze me. How do you even know that?
Does a watch have a word?
Yeah, all right.
All right, yeah.
And I know when you had a big
watch,
birthday,
eh? No, we're not doing it. We're just not doing it.
It's March. What's March?
I don't know. I can't. Mail fuzzer. Should we do the intro?
Oh yeah, it'd probably be worthwhile, wouldn't it?
We just
rattled on. It's all right. We just got to say.
Should we start?
Yeah, we just start now. We just need to say hello to new followers and stuff, don't we?
Welcome. We've reached 1,000 subscribers.
Woo woo.
10k followers on Instagram and nearly 1 million likes on TikTok. Go and like the stuff on TikTok so we can get to 1 million. We've got listeners from California, Wyoming, Washington, Germany, Morocco, and Barcelona. Welcome.
I'm sure they will have appreciated that little.
You caught Spanish as well.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
And look out for the Easter egg in the episode somewhere.
We put an Easter egg in the episode so people can win free stickers.
It's Dean's head as an egg.
But we don't know where it could be. Could be under your hat.
Do you want to lift your hat
Maybe.
up? Maybe
might have been there.
It is a bit of an egg. It's a tattoo of an egg.
Oh my
God,
God,
did it before the episode.
Dan, when we was in the car, right?
Oh no.
We was waiting for you, and I could see someone's just the top of the bald head walking like over the top of the cars, and I was like, "Oh, there's
She was
Dan."
like, "Oh, is he?
How old?
Old.
It was an old man. I'm so sorry. It was just the top of the head.
You just turned to me and went, "Want to get some pussy?"
Could have told them when we finished the episode. No.
But yeah,
so we've had some. I don't know how long we've been going for already, but
we've done an hour
correspondence. Yeah, is right. Do you want to just do this?
No, keep going. I'm loving it.
Okay.
Do these run for a certain time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, we've got some correspondence.
Do you want to restart it just in case they don't?
I don't know. Well, I'll wait there.
They do an hour and 40, don't they? Oh, 43. There you go. Fine. That's staying in though, isn't it? That was all good.
Yeah,
man.
Having a great time. It's genuinely nice not podcasting with Ro.
Yeah.
I love him. Working with Ro has changed my life.
Yeah.
It's so good to talk to someone else on a podcast that isn't Ro.
Is Adam a Capricorn?
Oh, he's a fucker. Is Adam a Capricorn?
The hardest working sign in the zodiac. Capricorn.
Is it really? Yeah. I'm a big believer in that as well.
Right. Have you got any awkward sex stories, Dan?
Have you?
Well, we had someone.
That's my business. Yeah, I have. I've got several. Yeah,
we had someone write in a few weeks ago telling us a story that he met a girl on Tinder, and then she sort of catfished him. And when he turned up, she was like quite stout with short hair and dungarees on and stuff.
Right.
And then he went back to hers, and she ended up pegging him dressed as a cat, which he was all up for. He didn't know any of that was going on, but it ended up happening.
She had a poo as well.
She had what?
A poo. There was a poo involved.
In a litter tray.
Yeah.
Dressed as a cat.
You're gonna have to. I need to.
This is what we got last time.
So this is what happened last time. Was there a guest on last time?
No.
You just dealt with this. So what did What story can I do? I came really quickly. No one dressed up as a cat. Fuck me and me out.
You know,
that is absolutely unbelievable. What did the picture look like that she sent? Was it like?
Well, we didn't get all that. We haven't
young,
had
hot, and attractive, and then all of a sudden,
a correspondence with him. Really, he just sent the story. So I asked, like, did he not, like, how far into it? Because, like, obviously she's put the tail in and all that, and come out with a strap on, and he's been like,
was it?
Oh,
was
this
it
is
a
happening.
barbed cat's penis? Do you think, or like
What, barbed like a cat's penis?
Yeah, I imagine you can get them.
Probably.
Sorry, I just turned the fan off because I was like, is that all right?
Yeah, it's fine.
I'll turn it back on you. It's starting
it's
to
all
bug
right,
me
honestly.
a bit.
It's
All
cool.
right.
But yeah, you can get weird, like, big dragon dildos and all shit like that, can't you know?
Oh, but mate, you don't. Is that what the first time he had a weird? There was a weird.
Oh, I don't know. We were just assuming it might have been similar to a cat's penis if she was dressed as a cat.
I am not against the pegging thing, right? Because if I'm going to try a tattoo, I might as well try a peg.
Try everything once.
But who with?
Yeah.
Laura? No.
No.
Like, in reality, she's the mother of my children. We live in a really boring suburban bit of Cheshire.
Yeah.
When are we like, we get cover for the kids? Who's babysitting? Next door neighbours. And then, you know what? Should we go out for tea or should we get some takeaway? And then should you go upstairs and bum me?
Yeah.
I don't know where that comes into my life.
Would she be fine
like,
with it? Say if we went to Amsterdam? No.
No. What if? I thought she said if she'd be fine with it.
Yeah.
She's not.
Oh no, but if you went to Amsterdam, say, and we went to like we went to
Oh,
like
where are you going?
Let's do the Mild High Club on the road, and I'll get pegged in Amsterdam.
I'll do that. I'll do that if you
that'd
want to
be
do that. When we set
amazing.
up our Patreon.
It's just there are certain things that just aren't going to happen, like in your life, because
What if it was the best
you've
thing
gone
you've ever
down,
done?
yeah, but like if you're with someone who's like, yeah, I don't want to bum you,
Yeah.
and the rest of your life is really sound,
Yeah.
then that's it, innit?
Yeah, I understand.
Like you've got to like. I'm not such a psycho. I'm like, Laura, this is my truth.
Yeah.
If I'm not pegged, even though you're an amazing mum and we're like
divorce.
best mates who are married and our life is really sweet.
Yeah.
If you won't bum me, I'm out.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what type of you'd end up with like Leslie Linda in
Yeah.
the fucking.
And then you go and do it and hate it as well.
She's
You're
like, oh yeah. Do you know what? I love being pegged by a big like cat. But the rest of my life is absolute dog shit. I'm gonna make some better life choices.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna try it, I want to be in charge of the purchase size. Yeah. I want to start in, like, if I've got 26-inch inside leg, I'm not taking a 12-inch dildo, am I? So
what would you? I'd maybe have to go for equivalent to mine, just so I knew it was fair.
right.
I go, you haven't had bigger than this, so
Right.
it's a fair trade-off.
Oh no, maybe that works. Maybe your penis size
Yeah.
is equivalent to what your bum can take.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm going to start with a 4. 4-inch. Yeah. I just don't know when that is even being suggested.
No. Yeah, you
Darling, that's a WhatsApp, innit? Listen, I meant to ask this while we were together, but
Yeah, or just a surprise sort of.
no,
No,
that's a shock.
Yeah, but that's the whole point of it, innit? Say if
Right.
you was like tied up or something blindfolded. I'm not trying to drop any hints or anything here.
Have you two
No.
pegged?
Not pegged. No.
No.
We haven't got the equipment.
No. Well, this is where we're at, and I'm very aware that my wife will watch this. She won't scratch my back, so she's not gonna bend me over and fucking give me the. She's like, oh no, I don't know, and I love a back scratch.
Yeah.
I love that feeling.
Yeah.
To the point where it's one of the saddest things in our relationship. I'm like, come on. At once she was like, just get Etta to do it. I'm like, no.
The tiny
I'll get
little
my
fingers.
4-year-old who'd be like, Daddy, I'll scratch. And a little psycho. And she's young enough that she'd be like, yeah, this is great. She'll fucking, and she got to B&Q and thinks it's a laugh. But like Laura won't even, like, just because I love that feeling.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
like, no. She's never getting the peg on and be like, all right, this is,
Come on, hurry
your
up.
turn to pick date night.
Yeah.
So I think this guy, the fact that he rolled with it.
My only thing with it is like, I'd understand it more if like you got pleasure from it as well. But for you, you're just sort of just like
Oh no,
thrusting
but
away,
people
innit?
get pleasure from all sorts of things. Like
No, but you don't.
Cars.
What I'm saying is, you don't feel anything if you were
but
doing it, would you?
That's like not some people, their sexual pleasure is from observing.
True.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
That's a really like almost heterosexual way of looking at it, isn't it? Like, well, I'm fucking you and you're getting fucked and you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
But like, I'm sure when ladies have gay sex, there's a lot of like the dominant strap-on wearer
true,
is having a fucking great time.
Yeah.
Was this someone you know that they was tattooing a woman and like she
Squirted on the bed.
all over the bed because she likes the pain?
Wow. That's gonna be an extra surcharge, isn't it?
Just a bit, yeah.
That can't be COVID safe. And I need another wipe down, Barbara.
Yeah.
Get the Dettol.
Just be more.
We've got a Norris McWhirter.
I just don't know if you'd be more embarrassed being like, oh, I really needed a wee, or I've squirted on the bed. Like, I don't know what.
Oh no, the piss is way more embarrassing.
You reckon?
Yeah, because the way you just told that story would be totally different. It would be this grubby bitch fucking lay there not having a wee and then went, I'm having a weed. It's so much more naughty and sexual. Like, she came so hard from a tattoo.
From pain, yeah.
It's legendary, isn't it? And it's gone around the tattoo circles like, oh my God, have you heard this? If it was just some lass going, I couldn't be bothered moving, so I weed.
Yeah, you're right there. Yeah.
That's hefty. I think the cat suit might have been the point. And she was like, I want to. I'm not what my picture looks like. Let's go back to mine. This is happening. I would be like, I love how this guy was like, I've been catfished, but I'm fine. I'm into it
now anyway.
When the cat suit went on, I'd be like, I have some questions.
I don't even know if it was a cat suit, or whether it was just like ears and a tail and shit like that. With like the fairy type stuff.
Do you think if you're pooing in a litter tray, you should go full tilt and get the full cat suit?
Yeah,
if you're getting to the point where you're doing a poo in a litter tray to be like, I'm a cat, then to just put little cat ears on and be
Isn't
like,
enough,
meow. Could you even just get some eyeliner and put on some whiskers? Make some effort.
So that's what we're up against. That was our first one that we've had sent in, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Embarrassing sex stories.
We've been sent one in, so we're gonna do that.
We're gonna do embarrassing sex stories.
We'll do that one, yeah.
We've got one here.
We've got a new.
I don't know
we've
this
got a new.
one.
Oh, you. I was like.
Do you want to do one now?
Do you want me to do one after this?
You do yours now.
I had a girl that wanted me to spit on her.
Yeah.
See, I don't like that's. I kind of get it, but I'd feel weird doing it.
I don't necessarily like it. My ex did used to spit on me though, and
but it sounded like you didn't want that.
I said multiple times, "Can you not do that?" He still did it.
Did you say it like that?
That's spit assault, isn't it?
Yeah.
Once you go, don't do that.
Yeah.
Did you say it like that though? Please.
It's a porn thing, isn't it? Like spitting on things, which is fun. Again, also where is it in the crotch area that they're spitting? It sort of makes sense.
It's like in the
she
mouth
just wanted to be spat on.
It was on.
Just anywhere.
Yeah, it was in
she was
your
like,
mouth and that.
What, in your mouth?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you've really got to be all right with that, haven't you?
Yeah, and I wasn't.
As soon as you go, stop doing that, mate. He's like, this is the two things I want to do. I want to spit in your mouth and follow you home on my bicycle. So, bit of a varied character. No, so it was it was when I was 19. I just got into stand-up and I was working at a Hyena in Newcastle. And there was a girl that worked there called Aisha, who was a couple of years older than me. And she was great. Aisha was brilliant. She had a mate who she'd been at college with from Brighton, or they'd been at uni together. And she was from Brighton, and she came up and she was a month or so out of a breakup.
Yeah.
And she'd obviously gone, I'm in Newcastle and I'm going to have me some fun. And she'd obviously been quite a kinky relationship.
Yeah.
And I was 19 and at the peak of just like, I was at 19, I was having such a great time. Didn't have a girlfriend, but things were going really well.
Yeah.
And I had also no standards. I was just a horny little devil who just discovered comedy, and I was living away. We were drinking all the time.
Yeah.
And it was great. And I just basically didn't say no to stuff. And really quickly with that girl, I was like, I'm out of my league here.
Yeah.
Because it was not fun. She was
older than you?
She was like 23. I was 19. And that, although that doesn't sound that old, it is, because I was 19, so mentally I was 14. And she was 23 and had been in quite a kinky relationship.
Yeah.
So she was like older than me physically and emotionally, even older.
Yeah.
And she was like, I want you to spit on me. And I was like, and the classic. Every time when I was young, every time a girl asked for something like weird, I'd always go proper Lancashire, like what? Rather than being like, yeah, I will. I'm always like,
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah.
And she's like, I want you to spit on me. And I was like, right.
Yeah.
I was like, so I didn't.
what
Also,
type of
we're in
spit
my
you do?
bed.
Yeah.
We're in my bed. It's a home fixture. Not fucking up my bed.
Yeah.
I'm 19. I probably hardly ever watched the like it. Oh, come on.
Probably already too
This
much
is
spit on
my
it anyway,
bed.
yeah.
She was like, spit on me. So I was literally like, and you know when you're like, you're bonking, but you're like, it's already not good.
It's already weird, yeah.
Now she had this like annoyed look in her eyes, like, oh, come
Wasn't
on.
enough spit.
This is not aggressive enough. And I was like, hey, I'm into stuff, but I quite liking someone, you know, I wasn't into angry sex. And I was like, right. And then she went, no more. Really spit on me. I don't know.
Like,
what
how far did you go with that, though? Like that's what I mean.
Like a 50-year-old smoker in the morning.
Yeah.
And then she was like, then she spat on me.
What's it like?
And I
Show
should
you
have
an
just
example,
gone,
yeah.
hey, don't do that. No, I don't want to be spit. If it's your thing, that's fine.
Yeah.
But because you're 19, I was like, yeah, that's fine. And then she
Was
said,
you on top when she spat on you?
I can't remember, mate. It was absolutely awful. It was really warm. It's really what we'd been drinking for ages, and we'd
Dry mouth as well.
It was like, you know, I don't know if you ever got wrecked and then ended up in some like late night randomer's bedroom, and it's warm. The summer sun is already beating through your rented room window. It was fucking hot, and she's like, spit on me. I'm like, I want to shower.
So dehydrated.
And she's like, I want you to finish in my mouth. I was like, right. Again, I am, and I'm not even just. I've never been asked about that.
Yeah.
All my mates was like, oh, that's so sexual. I'm like, it's
So again, no,
awkward.
it's all because of porn, though, innit?
It's
like,
all because of porn. The vagina is a wonderful place. It's
Yeah.
so accommodating. Why do we have to be clambering around?
It's made for it.
Doing
innit?
fucking yeah. And then she literally went, that. This is really grim. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really bringing down the standard. But she went, an hour sprint into your mouth. And I went, not a fucking chance.
With it in her mouth.
With it in her mouth. I was like, you know, literally, I was out of the room within about 6 seconds.
that's
Basically,
funny.
I had been playing along with it because it's what she wanted to do. And she basically went, now I'm on sprint in your mouth. And I essentially went, nope. Right, so for all of the, like, not any real judgment, but
What's this little thing?
oh dear, what's this?
I think it's just something about logging out or something. Oh no, it was like, we've had enough now. Turn it off. Yeah, that's heavy, that, having it in her mouth, being like, I want to split it in your mouth now.
It comes back to the, I'm always aware with Have a Word that we've got quite a lot of young lads watching our stuff, and I feel like we joke around about stuff, but there is so much to be said. Whatever you're into, just check in that the other person's all right with it.
Yeah.
Like you said, like spit in someone's mouth. I'll be honest, like as I've got older, like if you're both into it, it's great fun.
Yeah.
As soon as someone's going, no mate, fucking
It's like trying
stop
to
doing
get
it.
away from it. And like on
Like-
Big Daddy, where he's like letting it
Spit
drip
on
down.
me. Oh God, who hurt you, madam?
So what's have you got who sent it in? Or did they
It
want
was
to remain anonymous?
anonymous, I think.
Okay.
Right. So
Anonymous. Go on.
my boyfriend and I have been together for 8 years, and he was my first and only sexual partner. Back when we had been together a few months, he was eating me out as I was laying back on a bed.
So aggressive.
Can I just say that went up 2 gears too quickly.
Yeah.
We went from first to third.
Real block change, that
Yeah,
one.
that was. He was munching on my muff, and I said, "Spit on me." Go on, sorry. Sorry.
I got the urge to sneeze, and I had never sneezed with someone betwixt my thighs before, so I panicked.
Betwixt my thighs, does it say?
Yeah.
Who wrote this?
Well, our listeners
This
are
email's
very
been sent
eloquent.
in from Tudor, England.
I didn't know if I would crush his face, or worse, what if I accidentally peed a little. I grabbed him by the ears and pulled him up to tell him to stop, but before I could get the words out, I sneezed right in his face. His tongue was out and everything.
No.
Wow.
He just
Imagine if
froze.
that was
From spit,
sneeze
innit?
on me.
Yeah.
What if the lad's like, from now on, I'd need to be sneezed on?
Yeah.
So he takes like house
happen?
dust to a bonk. Like, yeah.
Little pollen.
Have you got any black pepper? Because I'm really into a sneeze.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just getting ready. Like,
Are those antihistamines? Get them the fuck away from me. We're about to get proper sneezing.
so she sneezed in his mouth. And then what happened?
Yeah, so he just froze. His tongue was out, and my spitty sneeze was all over his face. And he finally opened his eyes. He said, "What the fuck?"
Why
And
was
I
his eyes
said-
shut and his tongue out though? Like,
He was probably open, and then she sneezed, and he's shut them, but left his mouth open. And I blurted out, "I had to sneeze." He was a champ though, laughed it off, then finished the job. What an angel! 10 out of 10.
Yeah, because
obviously-
lads, once things are happening,
Yeah.
not gonna like I was borderline appalled by spit on me. Now more spit,
Still finished,
flame it
though.
up. I was still finished.
Yeah.
I was like, this is horrible, and you've got issues. I was still there though,
Yeah.
until the last. Like
I know
he's
I
gonna
don't
be
want
like,
to do it
Madam,
again.
Yeah. I love the fact that she was like, "You've got to get out of the danger area."
Pulled him
Clear
up
the
by
area.
his ears.
What did she think was going to happen? Laura is fanny farted in my face.
in your face.
Yeah, totally. Very early on
purpose
when
or-
we were in a hotel room in Durham
Mm.
because we know how to fuck, and it was like maybe even the fourth time we'd seen each other or third,
Yeah.
and we're in that thing. We're like you know when you're bonking and it's all because it's new, it's very exciting, but you're also trying to show how good you are at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like on the bed, and I was like going down on her, and then she just went in my face. It was like a really, we just had a good laugh about it.
That's the best thing, though, innit? If you can
Yeah.
laugh about it and that, and it's not awkward and stuff.
P.S. If
it's-
someone doesn't laugh in that situation
Yeah.
when you're pulled up and they sneeze in your face,
Yeah.
if a guy goes, "It's fucking disgusting," it's probably not the guy you want to be with.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I could fanny fart on command.
Yeah, was that your party trick? Not like when you were young, like
No.
everyone off the bouncy castle, Amy's doing a thing. Happy birthday
Blow the candles
to
out
you. You
and
never
that.
forget your 8th birthday, especially if you invited Amy. She's quite Chinese though, it's a skill. She can't drink.
That
Well,
might be where it's comes from.
do you think? No, I remember a girl at college called Katie Lambert who was like one of my first girlfriends. But do you know what? I should have done she was one of my first girlfriends before. It was a girl from college, but before it was part of the reason I think I fancied her. I remember watching her do fanny farts on command, and I was like, "That's my kind of lady."
Pretty impressive.
She's got serious pelvic control.
Yeah. A lad in my school, I don't know if it was true or just one of them school rumours, but he apparently, his girlfriend could do it on command, but he used to like enjoy it sexually. So that used to be like his kink, getting her to like fanny fart on her. and that.
Yeah, it's not a compliment, is it?
Mm.
With I don't know. I think it means your willy's quite small or quite big. I think if you've
Yeah.
got a normal size willy, it doesn't happen. But the occasional like in porn, there's an occasional like,
Yeah.
and it's I don't know. Like I've done a bit of research and I know the industry. I just think I don't know. It's embarrassing because I wonder what she thought was going to happen if he was down there for the sneeze.
Yeah, I mean,
She thought she was going to crush his face. with
unless
her
every
thighs.
time she
what she
sneezes, she pisses or worse.
Do you know,
like,
she thought she was going to seize up and like snap his head off.
Yeah, like
What a way to go.
Yeah. Stop doing leg days at the gym, love. Your thighs are too powerful.
but I can see why I think it's more embarrassing sneezing in his mouth than maybe wee in his mouth a little bit.
Speaking of like,
Don't you reckon though? Like if you're going down on someone and they sneeze and a little bit of wee come out, I think I'd be less offended by that than getting pulled up and then sneezed into my mouth and then go back down then. Do you know what I mean?
it's a bit of a power
She's a young
move.
woman. She's not incontinent though, is she?
No.
Like,
No.
yeah. I don't know. I don't. The wee in the mouth's not going to be good. I'd rather be sneezed on.
Yeah.
When we like first got together and we went to a hotel so we could do the moves and that. And
The moves.
Yeah, just so your mum wasn't like, "Come here, I've got
Yeah.
another tit to do."
Yeah.
Dean, you're talented. Do me arsehole. Sorry. That's
Mum
my
sounds like
impression of
Johnny
your mum.
Vegas as well.
If she's from St Helens, I'm not. I'm pretty sure it's not.
Pretty
a mil-
close.
Yeah.
and you were gonna tie me up, weren't you?
Mm.
But there was nothing to tie me up. So he tied me to like the base of the telly stand.
And Keith Lemon, celebrity shoes on the telly. So just like Keith Lemon's head, just like, eesh. Right by.
So there's nothing. So you had the ties, you had the like ropes.
Yeah.
What hotel was it? Like a travel lodge?
Oh, it was like, yeah. So at first there's like 2 bedside fixed lamps, and I was like, oh, maybe we could do them. And she was like, who the fuck do you think I am, Mr. Tickle? Because they were like so far away, and I went, yeah, if I'm probably not going to reach that.
How depressing is that if you have to tie someone up to like that little bit of security rope between like the window and that no one commits suicide?
It may as well have been that.
Yeah.
Tie it onto that.
Because like the telly was on like the wall, and then it was on like a table. So she was essentially like on the telly cabinet.
Fuck me against the trouser press.
Yeah. It probably would have been better, to be honest.
Oh no! So you like the tying up and is that still a thing?
Yeah.
Oh right, yeah.
But that was fine with me 'cause my standards were pretty low after my first.
Yes.
But now do you have a specific bed frame that accommodates the knots and everything? Yeah. Have you, when you purchase your bed frame, did you keep in mind, will this be good for tying up?
Well, we've got bed restraints that go under the mattress, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh yeah, travel restraints.
Yeah. Any mattress is restrainable now.
Amazing. Any Ford Fiesta.
Yeah.
With just as long as you can go under.
Yeah.
Tie me up to a hatchback. I love it.
Oh, fucking that Dog and Tales. Have you seen that? Have you seen Dog and Tales on Channel 4?
No.
Mate, watch it. It's so funny. It's funny but bleak at the same time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's
but
very
like
bleak,
the last 15 minutes or so, there's a dead skinny fella, and he's got like quite a large missus, and they're like just getting into dogging, and they're like, oh, we don't really know if we like it yet. And then it goes to someone else, and it cuts back to him, and he's got 2 women on the couch with him now, and he's like, oh, it's every man's best dream and all this. And they go out dogging for the first time. And they're like touching the women are touching each other, touching him and that. And he's like, oh yeah, it's quite cold though, innit? Just struggling to get it up. And then another fella turns up, and he's like, all right, can I get involved? And I starts getting involved with the women. And the fella's like, I don't like this anymore. Can we go home, please? And they're like, what? And he's like, yeah, I don't feel comfortable. Can we go? And it cuts back to them eating KFC for the Christmas dinner. We're like, oh, this chicken's quite nice actually.
Oh,
it seems like it could be like a sitcom, but it's a proper bleak look into like some doggers' lives, man. Yeah. It's horrible.
He sounds like an absolute
But you should watch
winner.
it. It's so funny.
Want to give some buzzing?
But yeah, have you ever done thought of dogging or anything? Ever been intrigued?
No.
You don't know what you're getting. Like, you might catch something if you go dogging. I guess, yeah. Because they're not the type to wear condoms and that, are they?
No, I don't even. Is it? I thought it was bonking in a car. Is it just getting shagged on your car by randoms?
Or just
like people can turn up and just watch.
Oh, right, yeah.
Didn't someone turn up and start and put like a tree branch up his ass?
Right.
Yeah, it started.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Draw the line at there.
I know there's people that can prioritize their kink beyond other stuff in their life.
Yeah.
And genuinely, I've got kinks galore, but they're very much not in the real world.
So like you watch certain porn and that, and then
when people are like, what's your fantasy? Like in real life, I laugh, cringe, and make stand-up out of things.
Yeah.
So honestly, like early on, I've been, when you're just young and you're discovering what's up, and like there's been a couple of situations where if I prioritized like the kinks, I'd have stayed with certain girls. Yeah. But I was like, this is like kinky and it's fun and
it's just one part.
But
of the
I'm
whole
out.
Thing,
I'm out because I'm cringing and like I'd laugh and I can do none of those things because I'd start making jokes and I just can't do them. Like I like the idea of like. When the stuff that I'm into, where if Laura, we never talk about what porn we're into, but there is stuff that if she got like an aggregate of what I watch on the internet, she'd be like, what? Why are you into all this stuff? And I think it's because it's not real. I want that. Like, I don't ever watch a guy bonk a woman. I'm like, not into it.
Yeah, right.
I think the specific things are almost like me going down that. And the mistake that people make is like, oh, well, if you watch it, you must want to do it. I like, genuinely don't.
Yeah.
And I think
a lot of it
if I was in a woods or in a car park, dealing with the reality that I just don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Like,
There was one woman and she had like a dead good body, and she would just hang out the boot of the car, and there was just a queue of men come and shag her one after the other, and she had an amazing body. But the reality was she was like so insecure, and she was just like, oh, I love just being wanted.
Yeah.
yeah, because
So it's like,
there's just deep rooted sadness. So if I was like, I love watching my wife get banged.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I've seen that porn. That I get that porn. Like I get why that is like a kink.
Yeah.
But in reality, I'd be like, Laura, Laura, and I'd also be worried about my boot getting jizz in it because my Karcher Hoover can do so much. There is an unrooted sadness in stuff like that that I can't disconnect. Like, yeah, she probably had a horrific upbringing and has had like, probably men cripple her self-confidence, and now she facilitate. I mean, I'm talking psychology out of school. Like, I don't know.
But it is that though, and she needed that validation and like stuff from as many men as possible, because every other man made it feel like, oh, I am worthy of something. Like,
even like being tied up. Like, I've heard that's if you had like an intense childhood and you had a lot of pressure on you from a young age, you had to grow up fast. Then being tied up's like how you just let go. You know what I mean?
You can't control it.
So that's why it's so like gratifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is that the childhood you had?
Yeah, I've had like
the wildlife.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I've been homeless twice.
Okay.
You got your little red flag.
Hey, could have been a lot worse.
No.
Oh yeah, you know, but what you're into, whether it's physically or emotionally or mentally or whatever, I just think there's some people that prioritize that over the other things in their life. Like, you've got to see the warning signs. Like sexually, in terms of like we talked about drugs and everything. Like, you don't have to pretend to be a saint or try and be a saint. You've got to. There's obvious things in your life, like, you know when you're fucking things up, and you know when there's people in your life that are toxic, and you know bad situations, when work's going bad, when you're living somewhere you hate, where you're in a relationship with someone that's crap. If you've got some of those major things boxed down, if you like doing a fucking bit of coke in your garage once in a while, or if you like getting tied up and getting into some like weird stuff with someone who you know respects, who gives a fuck? An occasional spliff. So like a night where you get trashed or whatever. It's when people you see them making the wrong decisions and facilitating that.
Prioritizing that.
That's where things get squirrely, man. But also, there are people who can live a really high functioning life and get into stuff like dogging and bondage and all of that stuff. Yep. But that's very few people that can do that high wire act of like living a normal life, boxing everything off and being good parents and homeowners, and then being like high-end kink.
Tuesday night I go out.
Like we go to a sex club and everything.
Yeah.
The mistake that I think people make is like, oh, I could do that. That is a very niche.
There's a lot to build before you go to that, innit? Like people start at that and try and build relationships from that and stuff, and I don't think it's gonna work. Like another sad side of it is when, like, you know, when you see them documentaries that are about like, is it polygamy? Where you have like more than one partner, and it'd be like the woman's like, oh, I really want to try it, and the man's like so in love with the woman that he doesn't want to say no. And then you see her going off and like getting shagged by another fella, and he's just like, I just wanted to.
I just want to go home now. Can we go to KFC? And like, if you are so sexually confident that you can wife share and everything, people be like I know a lot of people are like, this is so unhealthy. For a lot of people, it's absolutely not. It's just genuinely identifying what you're into.
If your relationship's good enough and stuff, but
But for a lot of people, they are just playing along
because they don't want to lose the person, so they go with it.
I couldn't imagine the faff of it.
Yeah.
Homeless, Twice. Bloody hell.
Yeah, slept on a couch for 3 years.
Really?
Yeah. And I didn't even realise, like,
at the time it was a thing,
Then I grew up and was like, oh, no one else did that.
Oh, yeah. I had, until I'm, like, you know, when you talk about how many places you've lived, because my mum died when I was 16, I'd already lived, like, 5 different addresses by the time I got to uni when I was 19.
Yeah.
And then from there, never lasted a year anywhere. You know, when you like basically until we bought this house, because like in that 20 years between my mum dying and buying the house, 22 years, I'd lived at sort of like 33 addresses.
Yeah.
And to some people are like, what?
That's mad, yeah.
Yeah.
That's so unhealthy. But when you're in the middle of it, you're like, I'm just
your life, innit? Yeah.
But psychologically, like you that's why I'm good in relationships, because you just want stability. So I'd stick with whoever I got because it was stable and it wasn't always changing. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, my sister and I have had a similar sort of like when my mum, this has gone serious, but when my mum died, like she was still in Preston and I got to quickly do A-levels and then fucking leave Preston.
Yeah.
But my responsibility was just to keep moving. I've lived in Leeds twice, Newcastle, Manchester, Chester twice, Nottingham twice. Like ended up living just outside Blackpool. Like I've almost like continued the cycle of never settling down.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And it's also like a weird thing where I love new people.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing.
Like stagnant somewhere and you want to go and
Yeah.
And my sister, same experience, same thing went wrong. My mum died and then it was all shit with my dad and his partner. And she's done the opposite. She locked it down. She's lived in the same house now for 12, 13 years because she needs this is mine. No one can tell me to leave here.
We sort of done this, like, because we went traveling to Australia.
Yeah.
And then we come home and then we were like, oh, we really want to go away again. And then we went to New Zealand. And then when we went to New Zealand, we were like, actually, I don't think we want to do this annemore. We want to settle. So then when we wanted to come home then, it was a weird change in like how we were.
I think isn't that pretty normal and healthy, isn't it?
Yeah, like I think that was a good thing of it. Like a lot of people who grow up like in the same house with the same things and then they're scared to leave it. But I didn't have any of that. I'd go anywhere. But also like with meeting people and that, I wouldn't bother making friends with anyone because I'd be like, I'll be gone next year. Do you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
So
that took a while for you to like open up with people and like go, oh, I'll be your mates now because I know that.
I just didn't see the point of it. Yeah. Like getting attached to people to then leave them.
Yeah, that's very true. So funny. The thing that we're going to try and give, like I say this to Laura, like I watch some couples that are clearly like the worst couples, just making everyone miserable, including the kids.
Yeah.
I'm not into that. Like that whole thing of like, oh, we're together. Once you're together, you're together.
Yeah.
No, you like
not healthy.
If it's toxic, it's better for everyone that you move on. But I hope that's never me and Laura. But I never want Etta or Jack to feel like they don't have a solid base.
Yeah.
Even if that ends up being two bases that are solid as fuck.
Yeah.
And even if me and Laura like split up, those kids will never hear me slag at their mum up because I just think if it goes wrong as a relationship, that's fine. It can never go wrong as you as a parent. Once you're a parent, that is I will never put those kids in the place that you've been in, that I was in, not nearly as dramatic as you. Like I had a roof, but I had like too many roofs because I just didn't feel like I had a home, lived with neighbours.
But that's it then. It's because it's kind of like what happens to you, then you don't want that for your kids.
It depends, like what type of person you are, though. Because I'm going to cut this bit out. Yeah. Anyway.
That's got to go out.
But yeah. So I don't know how much longer we've got to do, really.
I mean, we can wrap it up if you.
I just don't know what else to talk about.
I mean, I have got some stuff.
I don't need to start. I'm having a great time.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
I found a website full of nicknames for sperm.
This because of our episode last week.
Yeah.
Go on.
Right.
Mate, your clip that went out last week about the jizz face cream. You're like, what was the?
Did you like that?
The souls of.
My skin was aglow with the souls of 1,000 fallen soldiers.
That is dirty podcast poetry. Chef's kiss to that in your voice as well.
Yeah.
Fallen soldiers. I just love it, mate.
Shall I compare these
Touche.
to a summer's
If
day?
you do you know that I actually saw some of our listeners go, "What is this?"
Yeah.
I actually saw like we've got like Naomi that's in Northern Ireland. I could tell that she went, "This is my podcast now."
Oh, that's sick.
It's great.
It's cool, yeah.
Yeah, thanks so much for sharing and everything.
Oh,
like,
of course.
yeah,
Just
it's
dead healthy
amazing.
to share stuff in it and be like normal about it.
Yeah. It's nice, yeah.
Yeah,
Positive.
It's very refreshing.
Just to be a positive person, really.
Yeah.
Wah, wah.
Right, so this is from thoughtcatalog.com.
Thought catalogue.
So I'm just having way
At
too
the
much
moment.
fun.
Okay, so I've got 30 here.
30 names
Yeah,
for jizz.
there was more than 30. These are just my favourites.
Your favourite thing? Couldn't get it down to less than 30.
So I'll just read through them all.
Right, hang on. Should we grade them?
Go on.
Yeah.
Should we grade them? How do you grade jizz, Dean? What are you going to give it? Like the old
squirts.
3
2
squirts? Oh, 5. It's got to be
pump.
5.
5 squares. 5 pumps.
5 pumps out. So how many pumps? So 5 pumps is 5 stars.
Yeah, that's
1 star. So we just if it's believable, if it's funny.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Go for the
Okay, baby batter.
classic, that, innit?
Yeah, it's
A
solid.
3, innit?
I
Something.
don't like that, you know. I'm going to give that a 2 pumps.
2.
You know why? Because it is classic. But I don't think you should ever use the word
classic.
baby when you're talking about
That's-
jizz.
That's true.
Yeah. It's different.
Because it makes you think of babies, doesn't it?
Yeah,
But I'm talking about making them. I'm like, yeah, but it's still jizz and babies.
Yeah,
so
you're not making them when it's on someone's head, though, are you?
2 pumps,
it's,
yeah.
Yeah.
The fallen.
2 pumps.
Fallen
Okay.
soldiers.
Ball.
I can't even say it, but it's so funny. A glow. A glow.
A glow.
Go on.
Ball bath.
Oh,
Ball
that's
what?
disgusting.
Bath.
Ball bath.
Yeah.
1
Ball
pump. I'm not
bath.
having it.
1 pump.
I don't like it.
It's gross, innit?
I mean, they're all gross. I'm going to start telling you
Oh, okay.
I want to know if you can use them
Ball
in
bath.
actual sex.
Oh, mate.
Oh, probably not, no.
No.
Like
so
ball
let's-
bath on my tits is like,
yeah.
nah.
Let's go back to the girl from Brighton. Like, I
Yeah.
want you to ball bath in my mouth. I'd be like, I genuinely
What's
like,
he
you
on
need to
about?
leave this
Yeah.
bedroom and I want you to wash at least the bottom sheet.
Okay, I think these are all going to be 1
Ball
pump, probably.
bath. Ugh.
Bunk juice.
Bong juice is more
Quite
fun.
like that, yeah.
I'm giving that 3.
Yeah.
Bong
Right.
juice is
Seems very northern
I
porn,
like
doesn't it?
bonk.
Bonk,
I
yeah.
actually try and start sex with Laura by going, do you want a bonk?
Do you want a
You know.
bong?
Because I think he's part of
Are you
like,
thirsty?
if I,
That's the best thing about
Got
being
some
in a...
bunk juice.
it's a warm day, Loz. Do you want a refreshing glass of bonk juice? She'd leave. She would leave me.
I think that's the best thing about being in a good relationship. We can go, want to go have sex? You go, yeah, go ahead. Like,
Yeah.
If I said, could we make love? She would much prefer if I went, do you fancy a bonk?
yeah.
Yeah.
If you're in a couple where you're
Yeah.
like, I want to make love to you, is a valid way to start a cock off.
Yeah.
But
But-
bonk juice is another.
Bonk. I don't mind bonk juice.
No, I
I'd
don't.
say I'm basing it on, can you use it in actual sex?
No.
That'll ruin
As
the
I've
mood.
said,
Like you having
none
sex
of
with a chuckle
these-
brother or
Right,
something.
I
like
don't.
that,
Yeah, bonk juice. I'm giving it 3. I like bonk
3,
juice
yeah.
more.
Chode nectar.
wouldn't it? Oh, no. Chode nectar.
I
Like the
mean,
nectar
I'm
part of it
reject-
makes
I'm-
it sound quite nice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, bonk neck. You could like these are a
Chode.
bit mix and match on it. I'm rejecting that one.
But, yeah. One.
Chode.
Chode
Come on,
nectar.
fam. Come on, bro.
Clam sauce.
See, clam sauce makes me feel more like that's a woman's ejaculate.
Yeah.
It's what, biological terms, isn't it? Yeah.
I'd rather have clam sauce than woman's ejaculate.
Woman's bonk
Oh no,
juice.
not in a gynecological setting.
Yeah.
Wow, there's clearly a problem with your clam juice. Right.
Yeah, but you don't want to say a woman's ball bath, do you? Like,
Well, you can't.
no, but you could
Make any
if you
sense
wanted
at
to.
all. Cock snot.
No,
See, it's just-
no,
That's vile, isn't
no,
it?
sir.
Yeah.
We're only up to number 6.
No, not doing well for the old.
Do you know what happens? I'm already working out the code. A lot lies with the second word.
Yeah.
Because basically the first one is all pretty. It's all like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just euphemisms.
Apart from chode nectar, though, that's the opposite way.
Oh,
innit?
yeah,
Because the nectar's quite the nice bit.
right. What was that last one? The cock nectar.
Cock snot.
Cock snot. No, I don't know.
Snot.
No,
Yeah.
I don't get this one. Please enlighten me. Cuckoo spit.
Cuckoo spit.
It's a bit Noel Fielding that one, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah. Just trying to be like outside the box,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it?
Why a cuckoo?
I don't know.
Don't know.
Okay.
Unless it was meant to be like cuckold spit.
Crud.
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 I thought that was
I thought
it's
it was that was
crud
poo.
in your pants. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm rejecting 8.
Okay. Custard. Simple.
Custard's all right if you
Love custard.
Yeah.
Mm.
Love custard.
I'd imagine like if you
Love, honestly, love custard is a bit more playful.
Yeah.
Again, it's northern, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want a bit of my love custard?
Yeah.
I do, Brian. You dirty bugger. I want a Jacob's cream cracker, a vanilla slice, and some of your love custard. Yeah. No, I don't know. You can't just call it custard.
Daddy sauce.
That's so bad.
Quite like that one though.
Yeah.
Done something to me that one.
Really? Really? I just found something about Dean's upbringing as well.
Dong water.
Dong water.
Dong water.
This is we're only up to 11. This is going to be a long.
No, I'm in.
For 30
I want to do the 30.
Yeah.
Dong
We're
water.
in now, yeah.
Well, how many
None of
points?
these. Honestly, if you're in that situation and you're like, babe, I want you to swallow you couldn't have said any of these yet. If you said to a girl, I want you to eat my custard.
My baby batter, like you've
My
done,
tuggy
aren't you?
custard.
You took your custard?
Tuggy custard. Fucking hell.
We're back to that 8th birthday party.
Right. How many squares?
So is a 5 pump one that you could use in real life then?
I'm now rejecting this. Like, that's pump system is gone.
Yeah.
We just need the could you say it in the
can you
real
use
world?
it? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Erectoplasm.
No.
I quite like that one over you're into your little
Dun, 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 dun.
yeah, Halloween theme bonk.
If you're a goth, that's what goths say, innit?
Erectoplasm.
Yeah, if you were doing Ghostbusters roleplay.
Yeah, like
And
a
she was
parody
Slimer.
porn type thing. Yeah. That's you can get away with it for
No, Dean, don't say you could.
for cosplay stuff. You could, yeah.
you could. Yeah.
That's it.
But if you're doing cosplay, I think you'd want to stay true to the Ghostbusters form. I think, you could,
Yeah, you probably have to use the actual terminology they use, wouldn't you?
I can't tell you how much I would love it if Laura was like, babe, I'm into some stuff and I've been hiding it from you these 7 long years, but I really want to do 80s and 90s film reference cosplay. I'd be like, brilliant, let's do Jurassic Park. I would love...
You just hid in the kitchen while she's coming through looking for you.
Yeah, we just had a glass of water and Laura starts banging up the stairs.
Dong water, that would have to be.
And I play Sam Neill and she's like a pregnant stegosaurus. And I try and feed her some grass and fuck her.
Just annoy her. Just ruin the mood trying to feed her.
Oh, and then my jizz has a mosquito in it. Come on, guys. These jokes do
It's
themselves.
chode nectar, that, isn't it? That would be actual...
Chode nectar.
Is that what it is, isn't it?
I now have a new ambition to fuck my wife with John Williams' Jurassic Park.
Yeah. And then when she goes to Peggy, you could be like,
What are you imagining me as, babe? Is it one of the thinner dinosaurs? No, you're not a brontosaurus. You never will be. Clever girl.
My face.
I want to know how that goes for you. Let us know.
Yeah, that next time I'm on, I'll let
Our
you know.
next email might be from you. I have an awkward sex story. Trying to dress me wife up as a velociraptor.
I'm not doing Ghostbusters porn.
No. That erectoplasm, that'd be good for people who want to get shagged by ghosts as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a thing, innit?
Yeah.
Like that one said she married a ghost and that. Used to get shagged by a ghost.
Yeah.
Lonely.
She's sound.
Yeah.
She's probably all right.
This one's shout out our last episode, face cream.
There you go. You
Yeah.
could
Use that.
kind of use that in real life.
Yeah. Could you? Well, you
Sure.
could, couldn't you? Because it's a.
Yeah.
I did.
Because you can be like, because you can go into Debenhams and go, do you sell face cream?
Yeah.
And then I can be like, hey, I can't jizz for you.
How
Like,
dare you? Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Fish dip.
Fish dip.
No, it's bad.
Like tartar sauce.
Yeah.
No, again, I'm thinking about the lady ejaculate. No, sorry.
Mm.
I don't know.
Fructus.
What's the dressing? Is it
Thousand Island or something?
Get on my Thousand Island.
Fructus.
Yeah.
Isn't that a...
Fructose?
I thought that was...
Fructus.
Isn't the way that's spelled though? Isn't that like a hair, like shampoo and conditioner?
How are we only halfway through?
Mad, innit?
Go on.
Yeah. Fun gel.
Fun gel's quite nice.
It sound like
playful,
they sound
innit?
like an Asics shoe.
Little fun
Yeah.
gel.
Have you tried the Fun Gel lights? Yeah, they're great, really good. I got a good collective pair.
Gentleman's relish.
Oh,
It's an absolute classic,
Yeah.
Gentleman's Relish,
Yeah.
and it's such a classic that
Yeah.
I'm not against it. But again, could you say to Amy, I want you to imbibe my gentleman? No.
It all has
You
to be
couldn't,
themed.
But like a gentleman, perhaps.
Oh, so if he's wearing a top hat and he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Madam, get on my relish."
I don't think you could disguise as a proper gentleman.
Yeah,
No.
I don't think you could.
Are you just kidding? What, like a Victorian gentleman?
Yeah.
You stick him in a fucking top hat?
No.
He literally looks like a 19th century industrialist. Look at him. Honestly, right now, if I said Isambard Kingdom Brunel looked just like Dean, how would you know that's wrong? The beard, like he's got a Victorian engineer's haircut.
Yeah, I'm gonna
The tattoos, Brunel definitely didn't have.
cover them up though with some makeup.
Yeah.
Top hat on, gentleman's relish.
Love, hate, goal,
Maybe-
bridge. He's got a
Maybe
laughing.
we'll try it. I go
Yeah.
to uni with a guy who's got a top hat collection, so maybe he'll lend us one.
Maybe, especially if you tell them we're using it for sex acts.
He's got a top hat collection. Don't get too jealous, Dean.
Oh.
This guy.
Watch out for him.
Want to get some
How
pussy?
many's he got? Do you know?
7 or 12. Like,
An odd number to
I
know.
know it's either 7 or 12. I can't remember.
Either way, it's too many top hats in it. I feel like
It's a lot, yeah.
because seven's one
And
every other.
he
every
said-
No
day.
one has ever done that. Like, how many have they got? It's had a. That's like someone who really doesn't know the age of the kids. How old are your kids? 7 or 12. I'd be
it?
fucked, mate. I'm so bad with numbers.
And apparently like most of them are black as well. I was like, you get different colours, wouldn't you? I think he's got like one purple.
No, you don't get different colours. That's such a girl way of thinking it. If you have thick
Why would
top
you
hats,
have-
get a pink 7th one.
Why would you have so many black
They're
top
all
hats?
black, aren't they?
Yeah,
Unless
but
you are in a P. Diddy
why would
video
you-
in the
In Dumb
late
and Dumber.
90s.
But why would you need?
In Dumb and Dumber, he has like
7
a
to
yellow
12.
one, doesn't he, or
Oh
something?
my God, they look so good in that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Gentleman's Relish.
They'd probably
classic.
call it gentleman's relish, Dumb and Dumber, when they're in them top hats.
Yeah,
And
they're,
that.
they're absolute classic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Emulsion.
Emulsions. I
That's
like
good.
the wordplay
This
on
is
it.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, emulsion.
Yeah.
Emulsion.
It's funny written down, but it's not
Yeah.
happening in real life.
You'd be like, what?
High fructose corn syrup.
Ooh, a lot of wordplay on the last half, isn't
Yeah.
it? High fructose corn syrup's quite a mouthful to say as you come and know, innit?
Yeah. I mean, cum is so straight to the point, isn't it?
Done,
Yeah.
innit?
Yeah.
I don't even say, like, I wouldn't even say I'm jizzing.
This is so long, we're going on to another page on the Microsoft Word document.
But even like jizz is a
Jamba
sound
juice.
word for it, and I've never been like, I'm jizzing. I'm going to jizz.
Yeah.
Cum seems like the only word you say, innit?
Come, yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah.
spunk. Is it?
Cum, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a rude one, hasn't it? Is it always this rude? Have I lowered the tone?
No, they're all, sometimes
It's pretty
It
rude.
does
Yeah.
seem to get rude.
There was
quite a
one.
lot.
There was one where we went real deep into the rude stuff, wasn't there? And we had to say like, no family can watch this one.
Yeah.
Right.
we asked no family to watch the last one as well, but your dad watched it, didn't he? Awkward.
Hopefully your mum doesn't watch this one, Amy, and get one of these tattooed on her.
Oh, I know.
Dean, I've got an idea for a tattoo. I've got a list. It's 30 long, but you can pick your favourite 7 or 12.
Oh, look at that. So silly. That.
Live cultures.
That's stupid.
Is that like a
That's like-
fucking, what are they called? A Yakult?
Danone.
Yeah?
Yakult.
Little bifidus regularis or whatever they used to say.
Yeah, this is good for your tummy bacteria,
Yeah.
love.
Male
Is it good
tears.
for you? Isn't it? Doesn't it help you get pregnant and stuff if you swallow sperm?
It does. Do you know that?
What?
If you swallow it, it helps your body to recognise it, your sperm, as not a foreign entity. So it's more accepting to the sperm.
Wow.
So it's
So-
easier to get pregnant,
Yeah, yeah.
I wonder
apparently.
what I know Jizz hasn't like got cognitive ability, but I wonder what Jizz thinks as it's like hits the throat and goes down. It's like, we're doing it, lads, we're doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
This is it. This
Like-
is what we trained
Yeah,
for.
just keep
And
going.
then all
we'll
of a sudden,
see.
like in the stomach acid, like, ah, it burns. Something's wrong.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Man tears and male tears. No, these are shit. I'm not having these.
Gone off now.
Man chowder.
No.
Knob slurry.
These are getting worse. These are getting more northern.
Knob slurry. So no.
Nizzle drizzle.
I quite like nizzle drizzle.
Nizzle drizzle.
You could use that.
I love doing like hip hop references, but not when I'm about to come. Suck on
nizzle drizzle.
Suck on my dizzle. Chow down on my nizzle drizzle. Shizzle.
Oil of man.
Oil of man. But we're back in Debenhams.
Yeah.
That's so gay. I mean that I know you can actually say that. That's super gay.
Oil of man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The oil.
But it also sounds like you're just doing a bad Irish impression, doesn't it?
Oil of man. Yeah.
It's funny. That's the funniest one so far.
This one's quite tropical. Penis colada.
Oh yeah. If you're on holiday and you've met, divorcee Beverly at the bar, and you've been on 2-for-1 cocktail night, she's like, "Come back to mine."
Yeah.
She sounds like your mum.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah, Bev. Yeah, I'd go for it. I think as long as you're in
Do you
Lanzarote.
keep saying Bev? Are you thinking of Bev
know.
Dixon?
Yeah. I'm just thinking of like dirty northern mum names. Bev's just in my head today.
Population paste.
Oh, it's quite creative, that one. I like that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Might be able to get away with it as well if you're in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Just about get away with that
Just
one.
think there's too many syllables in it.
Population
paste.
Schlong jelly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ready for the last one?
Oh, is this the last
Oh,
one?
this is a good one.
Big one.
Dick roll.
Oh, God. Willy milk.
Willy milk.
It's quite fun and playful though, isn't it?
What?
It is a bit too childlike, isn't it? I do like to have my willy milk.
Yeah.
Well, that's the end of that.
I'm quite happy we got to the end of
we
that.
ended dirty.
Yeah. But it was a lovely time though, wasn't it?
Yeah. Are we done?
I think so. I don't know where you go.
Is that
from,
a pod?
From that many names for jizz.
No, there's no following that. We've done homeless and willy milk. I mean, we've been
covered
around
all
a bit, haven't
things, yeah. It's all good.
Maybe if we have like a Twitter poll, I'll have one of those tattooed on me by Dean. Dean can tattoo.
Yeah.
So choose 1 to 30.
Yeah.
I'll have a little Twitter poll.
Let us know.
100%
I promise
doing
you.
that.
Promise you, that's what. So I'll have willy milk.
Will you do it?
I think you and Adam should get one each. Or you could pick each other's out of that list of 30.
I mean, Adam's not here to have a say, but
No,
what
but
are you saying?
he is a high functioning sociopath.
He's
so
up for if it brings in the
like if I
patrons,
thought
he's
I
up
was
for
being
it.
edgy and fucking him over, he'd laugh in my face when he saw what was being like, when they do the transfer on.
Yeah,
He'd be like,
yeah.
"Oh, that."
Is that it?
And then mine would be literally like, I'd fuck Carl's mum. He'd try and take Carl down as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want a tattoo and I want you to,
Yeah, man, we'll sort it out.
I want to come to a convention and be like, girls, when Laura leaves me, I'll be like, willy milk anyone? I'll just I'll have it on my thigh.
Yeah.
And then, because you have to get it out of the convention, don't you?
Towards you there.
Where's your artwork? And I've got willy milk.
yeah,
So
drink it out the straw as well.
I'm one of you guys. I've got ink.
Yeah. Fit right in. Right, so
Can't wait to do the Jurassic Park bonk.
Yeah. That's let us know how that one goes.
Well, amazing.
Yeah, it was a great one. Do
Thanks
you want to
so much
plug
for
your
coming.
tour and stuff?
Yeah, I'm going on tour next year. DanNightingale.com and selling super well.
We'll throw a link in
Considering-
the description as well.
Thank you very much. How far ahead it is, and I also do if you're watching this, surely you've heard of Have a Word. You might have watched it and rejected it, but I also do Show Me the Sample, which is a thing I do with my DJ mate Felix, and every week we sort of break down what samples have been used in mainly dance tracks from like the 90s and noughties.
Yeah.
Although he's trying to be like a bit more modern recently, and I'm like, I don't know this. So I think it's probably best we do 90s and noughties. But yeah, give that a watch. We've just hit 4,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks very much for having me, guys.
Yeah,
and
thanks for coming
I
on,
hope
man.
It goes
That's fun.
on to bigger and stronger things. It's great fun.
Thank you.
Nice one. Nice one for everyone who's watching, listening from all around the world. And Give us a little comment. Let us know if you've seen an Easter egg somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
And anything you want to, any correspondence.
And
the Mild High Club UK at gmail.com.
.com.
Where is it?
Where's
Oh,
what?
no, that's not the point.
It'll be here somewhere.
I don't know where it is. Am I the egg?
It might be. So we done?
Yeah.
See you later.
Love ya.
Nice
Bye.
one. Bye. Is right.